Hi, it's Karen with Living Our Dream Homestead, where today I'm actually at a local apple orchard. If you haven't yet subscribed to my channel, please click the button down below. Go ahead and come along with me. This is right where I just parked. They've got different kinds there. These look to be like golden delicious. Not really sure. Here we go, apple picking. Each row is a different variety of apples, and we are in a really bad drought right now, so they did say that the apples might be smaller. Here's their apple barn here. I'd show inside, but they didn't have a lot of apple varieties out. Most of it we have to go and pick. I'm picking Jonathan today, and I'm picking some pears as well. Here's one of the Jonathan trees, and as you can see, these are the apples. They're actually twice that size if we had more rain. But it's still apples, and it's still cheaper to pick your apples here than to buy from the food store. You get a half a bushel bag that you can fill up for $20, and that's a pretty good deal. Careful not to pull off the branch like I did here, and I got a whole bunch of leaves with it, but this one is a little bit bigger than, say, here. So you just have to be picky and choosy when you go apple picking. It is a pretty inexpensive way to pass the time, to bring your kids or your grandkids here. I'm actually here by myself today picking this, but it is enjoyable to come out here and actually pick your own apples. Now with the Jonathan apple, they need to be a little bit more red where they're more ripe. This one here that I ended up picking, part of it here, this is not really ripe, so I'll probably just go ahead and leave that down on the ground. What's on the ground, they usually pick it up for apple cider. They make their own here, or they also can donate the apples. People buy them a little bit cheaper for their animals. So all in all, at least everything's not getting wasted here. But here's another apple tree. This again is Jonathan. Here's some more. This one right here looks decent. Look at that. That's pretty good, where it's pretty much all red. So that's pretty much almost the perfect apple. This is where my height comes in handy. I am about 5'11", 5'10 and a half, 5'11", and I don't need one of those pickers to pick apples. I mean, I would do, on and on all the way up the tree like that one up there, correct, I would. But at least up here compared to, say, the average person. Here's what I just picked. I picked at least a brimming half a bushel of Jonathan. And I'm getting ready to go put it in my car, and then I'm going to go and pick some pears, and I'll show you the way. It's almost about a mile walk, but it's worth it. Now, I got to walk all the way down this trail. I've just walked maybe not even a quarter of it to get to where the pears are, and they have a whole bunch of other apples over there, and I'll show you what they have. I go through a little stream here. And closer, right here, this patch right here is their pumpkin patch. They got some pumpkins there. There's more apple trees over here. They have over 100 acres of apple trees, and the pear trees are all the way up there, like kind of where that vehicle is. Up on top of the hill, they've got a pond. It's pretty. More apple trees over there. It's a little low as well, like our pond. They got a pretty gazebo. Totally silent out here. If you're a woman and you're doing this alone without another person, just to make sure that you're protected. I am fully protected. Right here we have about 3 rows of pears, what's left. I'm assuming with the drought and animals just eating them off the tree. Here's one that looks just great. I love pears. They're just really good. And again, here's the other ones on the ground. They make pear butter here as well, so nothing gets wasted. Get quite half a bushel, but I'll fill the rest with some apples. More of the orchard over there. I haven't really picked apples over there before. There's the beehives. Went down, we've got to go back up. I got half a bushel here. I didn't get quite up to the top with the pears because, like I told you, most of the trees looked like they had already picked a lot of the pears. She did say there were some still out there. They make like pear apple butter in their store, so maybe that's why most of them were gone. So I picked, to fill that bag, I picked these Jonathan and filled it up to get my money's worth. So I've got 2 half bushels, and I got another half bushel here that I ended up buying from their place. Those are Cortland. And then I've got, this is 1 peck, and these are gala for eating. And so my total of my bill was $90. But again, I would rather give, you know, a small business money more than, say, Meijer or Aldi's. And this apple orchard that I was going to, I've been here 7 years. So if I hadn't known the place, I would never have gone by myself. So I wouldn't go to a place that, you know, I've never been to by myself. Well, let me go ahead and show you how to make this homemade caramel sauce. It's so good that you might end up eating the whole entire jar. Well, let's go ahead and go over here onto the stovetop. You need a medium-sized saucepan, and in it I have half a cup of salted butter. I've got my heat on medium heat, and we are going to melt the butter. Now that the butter is completely melted, we are going to take 1 cup of firmly packed brown sugar, light brown sugar, which I have right here, and we're going to add it to our melted butter. Oops. And we're going to try to stir it in. Now that the brown sugar is all in with the melted butter, we are going to whisk until thickened. This will take 2 to 5 minutes. As you can see, it is definitely thickening up. It is definitely a lighter color than what it was. We started out where it seemed to be darker, and now it is lighter. I usually do it for the 5 minutes, stirring constantly so we don't have this sugar burn. Now that it's been 5 minutes, we're going to add in 2/3 cup of whipping cream, which I have right here. And we're going to whisk that in. And we're going to get it a little bit boiling, and we're going to cook it 2 to 3 minutes. Now that it's started to boil, we'll go ahead and again stir constantly. We will cook it 2 to 3 minutes. Now that it's been 3 minutes, we're going to go ahead and turn off the heat and remove it from the burner. We are going to go ahead and add in 2 teaspoons of pure vanilla extract, and we are going to whisk that in. The caramel sauce is all done. Now you can just use it like this if you'd like. You could go ahead and either put it over cake. You can use it to dip your apples in, but I'm actually going to put mine in the refrigerator and get the sauce a little bit thicker for dipping in the apples. Here's the caramel sauce up close. If you like it runny like this, this is okay. But I do have some in the fridge, and when it gets chilled, I will show you what it looks like to get it a little bit more thicker. But this would be perfect to go ahead and dip your apple in. I'm going to be giving my caramel sauce away as gifts. So I've put it into a pretty jelly jar that is quilted, and I'm going to go ahead and store this in the refrigerator, and then I'm going to show you how it thickens up perfect to serve with those apples we just picked. Had it in the fridge for a while, so as you can see, it's definitely thicker. And I think that would look good if it was chilled for the apples. Well, I showed you up close what the caramel sauce looked like when you chilled it. I think it looks a little bit better because it was definitely more thicker. Now again, like I said, it is perfect to go with those apples that we just ended up picking at the apple orchard today. But you could also put it over ice cream, cake, even a piece of pie with the ice cream on top. That would be delicious, the caramel sauce. Well, I will put the recipe down in the description. Thank you for watching. This was Karen with Living Our Dream Homestead. I hope you have a good day.